I'm going to show you how to actually cut a piece of sheetrock when it's not, like in this case, we're looking at the bottom here, and this is a short room, and a lot of times, even like this, even where the ceilings are 8 foot, there are a lot of times you have to trim, you have to actually shave the bottoms of them anyway, and they're not quite a full amount, okay? In this case, it's a really short ceiling here. My seam's a little low, obviously, here, because it's a shorter ceiling, but it actually works good because I can use a lot of the window cutouts from the windows that I have here. But what I'm looking at is this is 35 and a 16th, and this is 35 and a quarter. So I'm gonna go like 34 and I'm gonna go 3/4, 34 and 3/4, because you don't want your sheetrock tight to the ground. 34 and 3/4 is what we're gonna do. 34 3/4 is gonna be the height of our piece. And again, I'm gonna leave it long because I'm gonna use that little rotozip to cut it off. But I'm making sure that that piece that I have is long enough, which it is. I've got my studs marked on the floor. Then what we do with a box right here is we actually take our pencil, we kind of eyeball the center of this box down to the floor. And then we do a B, and where the top of the B is right here is actually the center of the box. And I know, because I installed all these boxes, that they're 16 inches to the top of the box, okay? See that right there? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remember 14 inches, and that's what I've done for all of them. So I go where that B, once that sheetrock is here, I know that's 14 inches, so all I have to do is measure up from the floor to the center, and I use that little top line right there to know where the middle of the box is right there. Little trick. So B is for box. Okay. So back over here. Now, if this was a full sheet of sheetrock, there's a little trick where you can just run with your knife on that top edge, on the top edge of the sheetrock. If it was there, I could go like this, and I could figure out what my measurement is supposed to be, and I could use the top edge of the sheetrock, and I can just run right down that sheetrock. But since this one's already cut, it's actually going to be easier just to put it up here on a sawhorse and cut it this way. So I said 34 and 3/4, right? Yes. Yes, that's right. 34 3/4. Okay, I don't have any square edges this way, so I'm making 2 marks. 34 and 3/4. That gives me a little space off the ground so that there was any moisture on the ground. It's not going to just wick it up into the sheetrock. 1/2 inch is, 3/8 to 1/2 inch in dry places. For sure in a bathroom or a basement, you want to be closer to like that 1/2 inch off the ground, just so you don't wick up any moisture from the concrete or from a bathroom floor. But out in some of these other areas, I'm not as worried about it. So again, I'm going to use my T-square here. This is a T-square, by the way. Works really good when it's a full sheet like this because it's exactly 4 feet, and you can hang it on the top. You move it side to side. You can mark straight lines all the way down. In this case, I'm just using it to cut a line. Okay. I want to put it right over here so I don't push on it and fall down. Okay. Like that. Woohoo! Good catch. Okay, and it breaks. And then you just cut it. You can either cut it from this side like this, or you can cut it from the back side, which usually gives you a little cleaner cut. I do like to rasp my edges just because, see, tool belt, get your tool belts on, save time. Okay, I like to use the rasp just because sometimes you get knobs when we're shooting for 3/8 to 1/2 inch on the ground. Well, if you got a 1/4 inch knob, 1/2 inch knob sticking off the bottom, then you suddenly don't have the gap anymore. Most people would do this. They would say this is a waste of time, and it could be, but I just think it's cleaner and neater, and I don't know, I just roll that way. So, all right, now we're gonna dry fit it here and just see how it looks. Again, we know that these walls, I know this outside wall is not plumb. I should ask my camera person right now. In this case, normally, it's a long story, but normally I would have ran this piece first. But in this case, we won't have to do it because this next sheetrock, I don't have to cut an angle on this piece because the next sheetrock will butt up to this one, and so we should be able to just hold that up there barring nothing crazy happens there. Oh, look at, we're back to the 1-quart shuffle as well. So we're gonna have to plug this one in. And we'll go back to that one in a second. Who doesn't love the 1-quart shuffle? Okay, so I'm gonna get a screw started here. It's a little tricky by yourself. They make a drywall lift that you slip underneath here and you push pressure with your foot on it. I can't find mine because I'm really organized like that. So I've been using my hand. And you can use a flat bar sometimes, but a flat bar is a little bit harder because it... So that slid down. I don't like how that did that. I don't know why that just rolled on me. I didn't hold it good, so it rolled down on me at the last minute. Let's do that again. Okay, we're gonna get another one, just so it doesn't move. Again, remember we have a box here, so it's right about here, so I don't want to put a ton of pressure on that box, because when you cut it out with your rotor zip, with the rotor zip, if there's a lot of pressure, when you get to the end, if there's a pressure on there, it's going to blow out your sheetrock at the end. So get another cord. Seriously. Save yourself the time. Remember what I said now. B is the top of that's the center of our box. We know that. And I'm going to measure up 14 inches. Okay. Again, we're just kind of eyeballing down to the top of the B. This, with the rotor zip, now that we're going around a box, and we're not going inside of a door frame or a window frame, we're going around the box. We have to go counterclockwise. So I'm going to go to the center, and then I'm going to go to the edge, and then I'm going to find the edge of the box, and then I have to go over the edge of the box, and I have to go around to the outside. So watch, you want to get in close. I kind of use this hand to hold, kind of stabilize a little bit. I can feel the edge of the box. I'm tipping my rotor zip this way. I like to pull out. You see me? I pulled out a little bit just to make sure there's no extra pressure on there, because otherwise it'll blow that sheet. It'll pull that and bust that out right at the very end there. If there's pressure, that's why you don't want any pressure. So you can see it does a pretty darn good job. You saw I had to go around those little knobs. You can feel those when you're going around. And I am always kind of tipping, because this blade is so thick, I'm always kind of tipping it in as I go around. I kind of am tipping in, so it almost tapers and gets shorter on the face of it, so that when you push it back, it actually fits really nicely. Make sure your wires are pushed back. Always make sure those are pushed back too, so you don't cut a wire.